the way that the system produces compressed air is that at the top of the installation, air and water mix in a special air-water mixing head. And after they've mixed, the water falls down a tube. In fact, it's this pipe here, a 16-inch pipe in this facility. And as the water falls, it pressurizes, and very simply, that pressure is transmitted to the air bubbles that were inducted at the top as well. So the further the flow goes down, the more or the higher pressure from the water is transmitted to the bubbles. So at a certain depth, you decide the pressure is high enough, and then you say, okay, now the problem is to separate the air from the water. So we have an air-water separation vessel that we designed in Morocco and was built here in Sudbury. And that very nicely cuts the air fraction out of the water fraction, and so you allow the air to bleed off from that separator and go off to whatever industrial use that you want it to have. And then the water actually continues down in the separator, spinning actually, as it turns out, and then goes up this big fat pipe and returns to the top of the installation in what we call a tail race tank, borrowing a bit of nomenclature from the hydropower industry. And then from the tail race tank, the water is lifted up another 5 meters back to that initial air-water mixing chamber, and the whole cycle continues from there.
My role here is to work on the HMI, the human-machine interface. So I'm in charge of programming the machine to run the hydraulic air compressor. So turning it on, turning it off, setting the different speeds of the pump, controlling the system as a whole through a MATLAB interface. So that's kind of my role here. I think it's been a great experience. I'm getting lots of work experience in engineering and programming, things that I didn't think I would be doing with my engineering background, but I'm learning a lot and I'm having fun.
I'm focusing on the carbon capture application of this technology, and so I will be part of the experimental work that will be undertaken here.